Glaggles. We all know of the common Glaggles such as the Gigglers, Changlugs, Gorgax, Gembos, and many more, but what about the lesser-known Glaggle species? This video guide will cover many different species of these obscure and strange Glaggles, providing information on their behavior, history, and much, much more. Enjoy! The first rare Glaggle we'll be discussing is the Spug. Spugs are the only known species of Glaggle to be murderous without being in fosion. They kill seemingly just for the enjoyment of it, and are most often found in more rural areas where they're less likely to be caught. They are most commonly seen in their disguised form, shown in the left of the picture. Their disguised forms are imperfect, however. Note the smaller and more spread apart eyes. Their creepier undisguised form is shown on the right, featuring a mouth full of blocky teeth that is most often open. Due to their violent tendencies and similarity to mimics, it was initially hypothesized that Spugs were some kind of infosion experiment. However, tests revealed them to be genetically different from infosions. Spugs were first discovered in 1968 near Glaggleland's southeastern border after a sudden spike in missing persons cases in the area. Investigators of the case eventually tracked down the perpetrators. The first group of Spugs ever discovered. Even after these initial Spugs were killed, it actually took a while for the Spug's shape-shifting capabilities to be discovered, as none of them were in their disguised forms when they were found in this instance. Spugs are the most dangerous Glaggle species on this list, and the only ones we are directly issuing a warning to stay away from. Gazos are a subspecies of Gazo native to the various tropical islands off the eastern coast of Glaggleland, and they are more joyous than their mainland counterparts. They look virtually identical to mainland Gazos, the only major difference being their yellow-green skin tone. In addition to being more joyous and energetic than the Gazos were used to, they are also a completely herbivorous species, having adapted to live solely off of the tropical fruits growing on their islands. Gazos were first discovered in 1708 by a team of explorers sent to chart the islands, which were previously thought to be uninhabited. The Gazos were very friendly and hospitable to the explorers, who initially didn't even recognize them as Gazos. In fact, it took several years to discover this. Eventually, the explorers brought some of the Gazos home with them, and since then, they have spread all over the world. Smileeyes are a giggler-like species of joyous Glaggle, though they're less intelligent than them. While they do look similar to Gigglers, especially in terms of coloration, their noticeably different mouths and eyes are a telltale sign that they are not the same species. A major contributing factor to this species' rarity is the fact that they are not only less intelligent than most Glaggles, but also tend to be physically weaker, making them the easiest targets for infosions when they attack. Smileeyes, like Gazos, are native to Glaggleland's tropical islands and were discovered on the same expedition as them. Most still reside on the islands, though they seem to have adopted many aspects of Glaggolandian culture. For many years after they were first discovered, they were simply deemed a mutation of the normal Gigglers, and it wasn't until modern genetic testing was done that they were deemed their own species. Wickles are robotic Glaggles initially created to help rebuild Glaggleland after the Glaggleland massacre. Most of them have not gained sentience. Wickles are a brighter shade of yellow than real Gigglers, and their exteriors are mostly composed of plastic. While they were made to look very similar to Gigglers, they were programmed to build, repair, do mundane and dangerous tasks, and, if necessary, fight infosions, not to interact with Glaggles like a real Glaggle would. So bear in mind that even one that has gained sentience may be hard to befriend. Wickles typically can gain sentience by simply interacting with real Glaggles enough, though the amount of interaction needed to trigger their sentience seems to be rather high. This, combined with the fact that most rarely have interactions with Glaggles due to them being worker robots, has led to there currently only being a total of 15 sentient Wickles. Gorls are a Glaggle species residing almost entirely in Goobtown, Glubberland. While they're most often friendly, it is recommended to never mention the Goobtown incident around them, because it's a major anger trigger for them. Gorblikes look similar to Glovers, but they have a different mouth shape, smaller eyes, and slightly different coloration. They're also slightly bigger than the average Glaggle. As previously mentioned, Gorblikes are mostly nice, except when their anger is triggered, most famously by mentions of the Gooptown incident. If they get angry, they will not hesitate to resort to physical violence, there being several recorded deaths due to this, so keep that in mind if interacting with a Gorbloig. Gazos are a strange species of Glaggle that, true to their name, are usually found in arcades. In terms of appearance, they even resemble the typical carpets of arcades, being dark blue with retro patterns. They also have bright circles around their eyes, most commonly in red and blue, though they can be any neon color. Their mouths are similar to that of a Gazo. In terms of behavior, they are similar to gigglers, though a bit more calm. These friendly Glaggles usually work at arcades, and tend to have a lot of knowledge on them even if they don't work there. Almost all of these friendly Glaggles are complete pacifists, not even fighting back if attacked. Arzos seemingly spontaneously appeared a few decades ago, and research is still ongoing to try to understand their origins. And while it has been discovered that they are a close relative of Gazos, little else is known due to this species' rarity. An interesting fact about Arzos is the fact that their voices have an 8-bit sound to them. Griggs are a species of Glaggle native to Glagleland. They have a face whose features are very close together and mouth ends that point outwards. Griggs are just silly and friendly as gigglers, and even more active. They are always extroverts and tend to have a short attention span. In addition, Griggs tend to be sensitive, so try not to upset them. Despite resembling Gleavers, they're actually only distantly related to them, and seem to have evolved to look like them purely by coincidence. And that's all for this episode. Do you want more episodes of this series? Let us know. Have a joyous day.